Welcome to the United States of America, a land of vast landscapes, diverse cultures, and rich history. Far beyond a mere country, America is a mosaic of dreams, resilience, and innovation. From towering peaks and sweeping plains to vibrant cities and sacred spaces, its landmarks stand as silent narrators of the past and as guiding lights for the future. In this journey, we explore 15 of the most iconic American landmarks. These are not mere tourist attractions. They are symbols of ideals, struggles, sacrifices, and hope. Each one tells a unique story, yet together they shape the collective narrative of a nation built on liberty, opportunity, and perseverance. Pack your imagination, open your heart, and join us on a meaningful exploration into the spirit of America. Statue of Liberty, the beacon of freedom. Towering over New York Harbor since 1886, the Statue of Liberty remains an enduring symbol of freedom and hope. Gifted by France to celebrate liberty and the enduring friendship between nations, she was designed by Frederic Auguste Bartholdi and built by Gustave Eiffel. But she evolved into a powerful symbol of freedom and hope. To the millions of immigrants arriving at Ellis Island, Lady Liberty was the first sight of a new beginning, a silent but powerful welcome. Her raised torch speaks of guidance, her tablet reads July 4th, 1776, and her broken chains symbolize liberation from tyranny. She doesn't speak, but her presence resonates with a message: you belong. From suffragettes marching past her shadow to modern civil rights movements, she has stood firm through America's evolution. She has witnessed the Great Depression, the Civil Rights era, and post-9/11 unity. To this day, Lady Liberty isn't confined to stone and structure. She embodies an idea, an ideal, a lasting reminder that the American promise, though tested, still stands. Mount Rushmore, faces of leadership carved in stone. In the Black Hills of South Dakota, Mount Rushmore captures the visages of 4 American presidents: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. These 60-foot-high carvings represent the birth, growth, development, and preservation of the United States. Completed in 1941 by sculptor Gutzon Borglum and his son Lincoln, the monument is both awe-inspiring and controversial. While it symbolizes national pride, the land on which it was built belongs to the Lakota Sioux, for whom the Black Hills are sacred. Despite the complexities, the site remains one of America's most recognizable symbols. It serves as a space for reflection on leadership, vision, and the complexities of history. Visitors often find themselves contemplating not only the nation's past, but the path ahead. The Alamo, where sacrifice became story. In San Antonio, Texas, stands the weathered limestone walls of the Alamo, silent yet sacred. Originally a Spanish mission, it became the site of a defining 1836 battle during the Texas Revolution, where 200 defenders, including Davy Crockett and James Bowie, held off thousands of Mexican troops for 13 days. Though the defenders fell, their courage became legend. Remember, the Alamo echoed as a rallying cry for independence and remains a symbol of sacrifice, defiance, and national pride. The Alamo invites visitors to explore its grounds while immersing themselves in its rich history, but to confront the cost of freedom and the complexities of conquest. It is a place where myth and memory meet, reminding us that history is always human. The National Mall and Lincoln Memorial, America's civic heartbeat. Stretching through the heart of Washington, D.C., the National Mall is where America remembers, reflects, and rises. From the U.S. Capitol to the towering Washington Monument and beyond, it's a living stage for the nation's story. At its western end stands the Lincoln Memorial, a Greek temple-inspired tribute to Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Inside, a monumental seated statue of Lincoln watches silently, surrounded by inscriptions of his Gettysburg Address and Second Inaugural Address, words that shaped a nation. It was on these steps that Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his historic "I Have a Dream" speech, with the reflecting pool stretching out before him. That moment, like many others on the mall, cemented this space as not merely a backdrop, but as a catalyst for change. From civil rights marches to presidential inaugurations, From solemn memorials like the Vietnam Veterans Memorial to the hopeful domes of the Smithsonian museums, every corner of the National Mall echoes with purpose. It is the nation's conscience, carved in stone and carried on footsteps. Route 66, America's Main Street. From Chicago to Santa Monica, Route 66 serves as both a road and a symbol of freedom, movement, and the American dream. Established in 1926, it served as a vital path during the Dust Bowl, World War II, and the post-war boom. Lined with neon signs, diners, motels, and roadside attractions, it captured the imagination of writers, musicians, and explorers. John Steinbeck called it the Mother Road. Today, travelers retrace its path, seeking nostalgia and discovery. Though bypassed by the interstate system, Route 66 lives on in legend, a reminder that sometimes the journey is the destination. Grand Canyon, the Earth's open wound of wonder. Vast, silent, and overwhelmingly majestic, the Grand Canyon in Arizona stands as a natural wonder, in a sacred archive of Earth's history etched in stone. Stretching 277 miles and plunging over a mile deep, it was carved by the persistent flow of the Colorado River over millions of years. Its exposed layers reveal a geologic timeline spanning 2 billion years. But beyond the science, it holds spiritual significance for indigenous nations like the Havasupai and Navajo, who have lived in harmony with this land for centuries. Standing at the rim, one feels a profound humility. The silence speaks volumes. The hues shift with the sun, from deep crimson at dusk to golden tones at dawn. It's a place of reflection, a monument not made by hands but shaped by time. Every year, millions visit to hike its trails, raft its river, or simply marvel at its immensity. The Grand Canyon reminds us of nature's power and our responsibility to preserve its fragile beauty. Times Square, where the world holds its breath. In the heart of Manhattan, Times Square pulses with an energy unlike anywhere else. Dubbed the crossroads of the world, it's a kaleidoscope of neon lights, flashing billboards, and the unrelenting rhythm of human movement. But beneath the spectacle lies a deeper narrative of reinvention, resilience, and the relentless heartbeat of America. Once a hub for newspapers and vaudeville, it evolved into the epicenter of New Year's Eve celebrations and cultural milestones. When the ball drops each December 31st, it's not just a moment, it's a ritual, a collective breath held by millions, signaling hope, reflection, and renewal. Times Square isn't merely a tourist destination, it's a mirror. It reflects the noise, diversity, ambition, and contradictions of modern life. Amid its chaos, there's clarity. In the crush of people and the blaze of lights, we're reminded that America thrives in motion, and in the stories that unfold one crowded moment at a time. Rocky Mountain National Park, where the sky touches the soul. Located in northern Colorado, Rocky Mountain National Park is a wild expanse of alpine terrain, towering peaks and whispering pines. With over 265,000 acres of wilderness, it stands as a tribute to the untamed beauty of the American West. Here you find mountain lakes reflecting the clouds, elk bugling in the distance, and snow-tipped summits that seem to touch the heavens. Trail Ridge Road climbs to over 12,000 feet, offering panoramic views that leave you breathless, literally and figuratively. For centuries, indigenous peoples such as the Ute and Arapaho called this land sacred. Later, it became a refuge for settlers and explorers. Today, it's a sanctuary for dreamers and adventurers seeking escape from the modern world. Amidst this pristine wilderness, you reconnect with something elemental. The park isn't just a place, it's a spiritual experience. Yellowstone National Park, the wild heartbeat of America. Established in 1872, Yellowstone was the world's first national park, an idea so radical it redefined how humanity could relate to nature. Spanning across Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, it is a vast sanctuary of geysers, canyons, forests, and wildlife. Here, Old Faithful erupts like clockwork, bison roam freely, and geothermal forces bubble just beneath the Earth's crust. The park is a geological wonderland and a living testament to preservation. Yellowstone tells a deeper story, one not only of natural beauty, but of vision. It reflects America's choice to protect rather than possess, to revere rather than exploit. In its wild rhythms, you hear the Gateway Arch, the gateway to the west, soaring 630 feet into the sky above St. Louis, Missouri. The Gateway Arch stands as a gleaming tribute to America's pioneering spirit. Completed in 1965 and designed by Finnish-American architect Eero Saarinen, its sleek stainless steel curve captures the ambition of a nation always reaching forward. It marks the starting point of the Lewis and Clark expedition, a nod to the countless journeys that shaped the American frontier. Beneath its base lies the Museum of Westward Expansion, echoing the hopes and hardships of those who dared to dream beyond the horizon. More than an architectural marvel, the arch is a compass needle for the American journey. It invites us to look westward, not just geographically, but metaphorically, toward progress, exploration, and promise. At its peak, where the Mississippi shimmers below, one feels both awe and possibility, a silent arc that whispers, the future is always unfolding. Ancient heartbeat of the land itself. Monument Valley, spirit of the desert. On the border of Arizona and Utah lies Monument Valley, a striking landscape of towering red sandstone buttes. This sacred land is part of the Navajo Nation and holds deep spiritual and cultural significance. Its surreal beauty has been captured in countless films, especially Westerns, shaping how the world envisions the American frontier. Yet beyond Hollywood, it remains a place of ceremony, tradition, and storytelling for the Navajo people. To stand here is to feel connected to something ancient and vast. The land speaks in wind whispers and golden light. Golden Gate Bridge spanning the divide. In San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge is an engineering marvel and a symbol of bold ambition. When it opened in 1937, it was the longest suspension bridge in the world. Its iconic international orange hue and sweeping Art Deco design make it instantly recognizable. Beyond serving as a physical connector between San Francisco and Marin County, it represents the bridging of dreams, uniting innovation with beauty, the old with the new. During the Great Depression, its construction provided jobs and a sense of pride. Today, it continues to inspire awe in artists, engineers, and travelers alike. Seen through the morning fog or lit at twilight, the bridge is both gateway and destination. Liberty Bell, the sound of revolution. In Philadelphia, the cracked Liberty Bell rests quietly, but its message still rings loud. Cast in 1752 and famously cracked decades later, the bell was originally used to summon lawmakers. Over time, it took on symbolic weight during the American Revolution and later during the abolitionist movement. Its inscription, "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land," became a rallying cry for those who fought against slavery and injustice. Though silent, its presence in Independence Hall evokes the restless spirit that birthed a nation. Today, the Liberty Bell is a reminder that freedom requires vigilance, that cracks do not mean failure, but rather testify to resilience. Hollywood sign, dreams in bold letters. Perched in the hills above Los Angeles, the Hollywood sign is a global beacon of storytelling. Erected in 1923, it originally read Hollywoodland as a real estate promotion. But over time, it became synonymous with the film industry and the pursuit of fame. Though altered and restored over the decades, its essence remains unchanged. Dreams made visible, it represents the power of imagination and the belief that one idea or one person can change the world. From red carpets to quiet auditions, Hollywood embodies ambition, creativity, and reinvention. The sign watches over a city that, for many, is where dreams begin. Space Needle, the future that touched the sky. Rising like a spaceship above Seattle's skyline, the Space Needle was built for the 1962 World's Fair, a time when the world dared to dream beyond Earth's atmosphere. With its saucer-like top and slender legs, it captured the imagination of a generation looking skyward. The structure came to symbolize American optimism during the space age, when possibilities seemed as vast as the cosmos. From its 605-foot observation deck, visitors gaze out at the Pacific Northwest's jagged beauty, Mount Rainier, the Puget Sound, and the ever-evolving city below. But the Space Needle is beyond being a tourist stop. It's a time capsule of ambition. It reflects a moment when architecture met imagination and when America reached for the stars not only in science, but in spirit. And there you have it. Which one of these landmarks is your favorite? Or is there a place you think deserves a spot on this list? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this journey across America, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming adventures.